Hey guys, welcome to another Your Tech Report video, and today we're going hands-on with the Samsung Galaxy S9. Now, from the initial looks of it, the Samsung Galaxy S9 is almost identical to its predecessor, the S8, especially when you're paying attention to the regular version and not the S9 Plus. The version we have here is the purplish kind of S9 not Plus model, so it doesn't have that dual camera system on the back like the S9 Plus, but it does feature all the great updates that you can expect from the Galaxy S9. So let's start this with a little disclaimer of sort. If you're a Samsung fan and you've been using Samsung phones and you're used to their TouchWiz interface, you're going to like this phone. You're going to find this as a pretty cool upgrade, especially if you rely on the camera system. Now, when people ask me all the time, they say, "Hey Mark, what do you think about this phone? What do you think about that phone?" I always ask them what they use it for first. And when camera and videos, and when this is being used as a point and shoot and your primary way to capture moments, for example, with your kids, pets, etc., then I always recommend upgrading because you're always going to get a better camera system. And the camera system on this Galaxy S9 really has some features that stand out among its entire competition. In terms of actual phone design, let's go down to the close-up camera and take a look at this phone a little bit more hands-on-y. In terms of the actual design, the bezel's actually a little bit slimmer around the top and the bottom, and the Infinity Edge gives you that impression that there's actually no bezel around it entirely. So you've got that going for it, and it's something that was there on the Galaxy S8, except a couple millimeters, maybe shorter on the top and the bottom. You've got the traditional button placement, the sleep-wake button on the right-hand side of this phone. On the left-hand side, you've got your volume toggle up and down, plus you've got that dedicated Bixby button. Again, Bixby, is what it is, an assistant that most people actually leave turned off. On the top of the device, you've got your SIM card tray. It supports dual SIM, dual GSM SIM. It also has a micro SD card slot there. It is IP68 water resistant, so you can drop this in the water. You can accidentally take it into a shower if you want to accidentally take that into a shower with you for whatever reason. Perhaps you're taking pictures. I don't judge. On the bottom of this device over there, you can see you've got your USB Type-C connector, which is USB 3.0, plus you've got that traditional headphone jack. They have yet to get rid of the headphone jack on any of the Samsung phones, whether it be the Galaxy S8, the Note 8, or the Galaxy S9. They still managed to make that phone feel nice and slim in your hands while leaving that headphone jack in place, which saves you an extra dongle to carry around. So let's talk about the things that are exactly the same with the Galaxy S9. You got a 3000 milliamp battery, so your runtime is going to be exactly the same. You've got 4 gigs of RAM on this model, you got 6 gigs of RAM on the S9 Plus. You've got your proximity sensor, you've got your fingerprint sensor on the back, although it has been moved to make it a little bit easier for you to use it without getting in the way of the camera system. Barometer, accelerometer, everything you expected and would expect to see on a predecessor to an S8 is here on the S9. One differentiator is that you're not going to be waiting for the Android 8.0 Oreo update because it comes installed on the Galaxy S9 by default. So your learning curve is going to be slightly augmented because of the new operating system, but of course you get all the benefits of that new operating system thanks to Google. So let's talk about this camera system for a second. You've got that beautiful camera system that of course is accentuated by the Super AMOLED display that you find on these Samsung phones. What does set this phone apart from really any other piece of competition, any other smartphone today, is a dual aperture system. This allows you to switch between a 1.5 aperture and a 2.4 aperture. What does this mean? Well, the lower the aperture on a camera, the more light it lets in. So in low light, you're going to get incredible performance. And this does it automatically, or you can choose to enable the Pro camera and actually have manual controls when you're taking photos. So if you use this as your point and shoot, and you are somewhat savvy when it comes to photography, you're going to have a lot of control over this camera system. Let's go down here for a second. So you have a choice of different camera modes up here at the top. So we're going to switch to the Pro camera mode, which is over here, which unlocks a lot of different features. As you can see here in the Pro camera, you can see that you have the aperture setting right here. Now, if we click on the aperture, you can choose between 1.5 and 2.4. Obviously, different amounts of lights are going to be let in when you are using the 1.4. But the cool thing is how this looks on the actual back of the camera when you're actually looking at the camera itself. So focus in on the actual camera itself if you can. We'll try to zoom in as much as we can here. So there's the camera itself. We're going to switch back to Pro mode, and we're going to switch between the different aperture settings. Here's 1.5, and here is 2.4. You see how much wider the actual lens opens? This is rare on a mobile device that you're going to see a physical movement on really any part of a phone. So when you're out with your friends at night, if you're out and just trying to take some night photography, this camera really will stand up to the competition. It'll probably best the competition. But let's show you some samples of different photos here. Let's take an example here. Let's take our little good friend R2D2 and let's compare some photos with the Samsung Galaxy S9 and the iPhone 10. So on the left side, you'll see a photo of R2D2 taken on the Galaxy S9. On the right side, you're going to see the same photo of R2D2 taken on the iPhone 10. We're not going to make a judgment call. We're going to let you decide which one is better depending on how you use the camera, obviously. Now, what about selective focus? What about blurring out that background? So on the left side, you're going to see R2D2 taken with the quote-unquote portrait mode on the Samsung Galaxy S9. On the right side, you're going to see the portrait mode on the iPhone 10. The iPhone 10 actually made us back off a fair amount because it's using that dual camera system, and I don't think it did a very good job at even blurring the background, whereas the Galaxy S9, I didn't have to move, I didn't really have to do anything because it's doing it all thanks to software, which is kind of neat. Performance-wise, the Galaxy S9 performs a little bit quicker. You could say it's a little bit quicker than the S8. So if you are a Galaxy S8 user, you will notice a little bit of speed improvements, but nothing really dramatic. We've got to warn you too, there have been reports of some touchscreen issues with the Galaxy S9. People have been complaining that there are areas that have become unresponsive after a while. We can imagine that Samsung is going to address that, obviously, with warranty repairs, maybe even a software update if that is possible. But there's a lot of cool things to enjoy about this device, including that camera system. Plus, there's a feature that people didn't even realize was here. The S9 is actually one of the first phones, other than the LG V30, that has a low frequency band, a low GSM frequency band, which means it's compatible with lower frequencies that has better coverage on certain networks. In the US, that's going to be T-Mobile. In Canada, I believe that's going to be TELUS, if it actually supports it right now or not. I cannot be 100%, but it does support that 600 megahertz band. The Samsung Galaxy S9 is available right now, obviously a myriad of colors, plus there is also the Plus model, which has a larger display. Of course, that Super AMOLED display is absolutely gorgeous. It is obvious that Samsung hangs on to the best screens for their devices, and it's apparent every single time you turn on your Samsung device and you see that Samsung Galaxy S9 logo, you know that you've got that super bright Super AMOLED display with those rich blacks that no other manufacturer has been able to properly replicate, even those that use Samsung displays. If you like this Galaxy S9 video, please give us a thumbs up, and don't forget, subscribe to the channel so you can get some cool videos like this and other products, drones, everything. Check out the whole channel. You'll see all the videos that we do, and don't forget to subscribe so you get notified whenever we have a new video dropping, and that notification bell right there, that'll send you an email. Pretty simple. Thanks for watching. We will see you on the next video.